Welcome friends. Today's topic is spermatogenesis. Outline of today's lecture. We'll start with the introduction, spermatogenesis, spermiogenesis and spermiation, morphology, maturation and storage of sperm, regulation of spermatogenesis, difference between the spermatogenesis and oogenesis, and lastly applied. Introduction. As we all know, gametogenesis is essential for the reproduction. Each testis having 250 to 300 lobules. Now this each lobule having 1 to 4 seminiferous tubules. In the wall of this seminiferous tubule, spermatozoa form primitive germ cell, that is spermatogonia. 90% weight of the adult testis is because of the seminiferous tubule. Length of this tubule is approximately 5 to 6 meter, and these tubules are open at both the end in head of epididymis. This testis is composed of up to 900 seminiferous tubules. As the seminiferous tubule within one testis are about 400 spermatozoa are continually being generated at many sites of the testis at any given point of time. There are two types of cells in the seminiferous tubule. One is spermatogenic cell, second is sustentacular cell, another name is Sertoli cell, or another name is nurse cell. Now the space between adjacent seminiferous tubule are the interstitial cell, or also known as Leydig cell. Spermatogenesis definition: it is process of formation of male gamete, that is spermatozoa, site basal layer of the seminiferous tubule in the testis. Temperature required for this process is 3 to 5 degrees centigrade lower than the body temperature, that is 32 degree centigrade. Testes are located outside the abdominal cavity in the scrotum, which maintain lower temperature by counter current mechanism. Onset of the spermatogenesis around 13 years and then continue throughout whole life. Duration of this process 72 to 74 days are required for the spermatogenesis. Two testes together can synthesize up to 200 to 300 million sperm a day. Now let's start to understand the process of spermatogenesis. The spermatogonium or singular spermatogonia is a stem cell which developed from the primordial germ cell, which arise from the yolk sac and enter into the testis during the 5th week of the intrauterine life. Now in embryonic life, this primordial germ cell differentiate into spermatogonia and remain dormant and active during puberty. Now this spermatogonia migrate among the Sertoli cell towards the lumen of the seminiferous tubule at about the 13 year of age and start dividing mitotically. They have a high capacity for cell division and they generate daughter cell spermatogonia type A and type B having a chromosomes similar to the parent cell, and this process is known as spermatocytogenesis. Spermatocytogenesis. Now this one spermatogonia mitotically divide 5 times to form 32 spermatogonia. This type A spermatogonia remain at the outer edge of the tubule to maintain germ cell line. Type B spermatogonia moves for spermatogenesis. So up to this first mitotic division is from birth to the puberty. Now puberty onwards this process start. Now this spermatogonia enter the process every 16 day, so that the process moves unsteadily at one point along a seminiferous tubule, and at the same time not all the spermatogonia will enter the process of spermatogenesis. Now this type B spermatogonia moves for the spermatogenesis. Type B cell enlarge progressively and modified to primary spermatocyte. So from 32 spermatogonia, now we have a 64 primary spermatocyte which undergo first meiotic division to form 128 secondary spermatocyte which undergo second meiotic division, which is quick in time, approximately in 20 minutes, to form 512 spermatid. So one primary spermatocyte can form 4 spermatids having a haploid chromosome 32. Now these spermatids mature into spermatozoa, singular is the spermatozoon, or you can say sperm. What will happen during this maturation process? There is a decrease in the size of the nucleus, that is the chromatin material in the sperm nucleus get condensed and most of the cytoplasm is lost. Prominent tail is formed. Tail contain the microtubular structure which help to propel the sperm. Spermiogenesis is basically a process of spermatid to lose the excess cytoplasm and become spermatozoa from spermatids. So spermatid lose excess of cytoplasm and the sperm or spermatozoa is formed from the spermatids. Next is the spermiation. So sperm are released from its connection, that is from the Sertoli or sustentacular cell into the lumen of the seminiferous tubule, and the fluid of the Sertoli cell pushes the sperm. Now this sperm is also known as spermatozoa. Spermatozoon is singular. Mature spermatozoa released from the Sertoli cell and they become free in the lumen of the seminiferous tubule. Morphology of sperm: approximately 60 micrometer in length. It has mainly three parts: head, middle piece and tail. Some author mention it as a head and tail and considered middle piece as part of tail. Now this head having chromosomal material, that is DNA. The initial part of the middle piece is neck and the middle piece contain the mitochondria. Now the tail of the sperm is called as flagellum. It has mainly three components. First one is the central skeleton having 11 microtubules, which is collectively known as axon. Second, mitochondria surrounding this axon. And third, thin cell membrane covering the microtubules. And lastly, there is a thick cap known as acrosome or acrosomal cap, which is formed from Golgi tendon organ, which contain enzymes that are similarly found in the lysosome, hyaluronidase, which digest proteoglycan, and proteolytic enzyme, which digest protein. These enzymes have important role in allowing the sperm to enter the ovum and fertilize it. Maturation of sperm: after formation of spermatozoa, they are non-motile in seminiferous tubule but become motile after they spend almost 18 to 24 hours, so almost one day, in the epididymis. Storage: so most of the sperm are stored in the epididymis, mainly in the tail region. Very less is stored in the vas deferens. This stored sperm maintained fertility up to 1 month, and during ejaculation the secretion from the Sertoli cell or secretion from the epididymis, they provide some nutrition. Next is the physiology of mature sperm. See, the speed, the motility is very less initially, 1 to 4 millimeter per minute, but yes, this motility can be increased when sperm is exposed to neutral or alkaline pH. So neutral or alkaline pH increase the motility. Life of ejaculated sperm in female genital tract is approximately 1 to 2 days. After that, there will be death of the spermatozoa. Regulation: there are some stimulating factor, there are some inhibitory factor. So first of all, hypothalamus releases the GnRH hormone, gonadotropin releasing hormone, which stimulate luteinizing and follicular stimulating hormone, FSH. So first of all, GnRH stimulate LH. You can remember L for Leydig cell, which are the interstitial cell in the testis, and they secrete the testosterone hormone. So GnRH stimulate LH, LH act on the Leydig cell, and there is a secretion of testosterone hormone. The next is FSH. You can remember S for Sertoli cell, FSH, S for Sertoli cell. FSH act on the Sertoli cell or sustentacular cell of the seminiferous tubule, which releases the androgen binding protein. So testosterone, after secretion from the Leydig cell, diffuse in the seminiferous tubule, bind with the androgen binding protein, and thus concentration of the testosterone in the seminiferous tubule is increased, and which help in the maturation and overall process of the spermatozoa. Another hormone, the growth hormone, which is very important for the initial few stages of the spermatozoa. And lastly, thyroid hormone is also very important for the spermatogenesis. Now some inhibitory factor. So first one is the high temperature. So as we all know, spermatogenesis, we require 32 or 33 degree centigrade temperature. Anything more than that will inhibit the process. So high temperature, example undescended testes. You can say testes are inside the abdominal cavity. Abdominal intra-abdominal temperature is core temperature, having a more than 33 degree centigrade temperature, and which gradually destroy this process of spermatogenesis. In summer, where temperature is 44, 45, sometimes 50 degree, there is a decrease in the sperm count in the summer because of high environmental temperature. In case of winter, where temperature is lower, there is increase in the sperm count. The next inhibiting factor is the varicocele. Varicocele is the enlargement of the veins of the scrotum. So abnormal enlargement of the veins of the scrotum, mainly due to valvular dysfunction of the vein or due to compression from the surrounding structure, which ultimately lead to increased temperature and pressure in the testis, may also do hypoxia, and all these things together decreases the process of spermatogenesis. Next is the exposure to X-ray. So the X-ray technician or the surgeons who are exposed to the X-ray repeatedly, they better wear the lithium apron to protect oneself from the X-ray. then definitely deficiency of the stimulating hormone like growth hormone, thyroid hormone, FSH. And when the spermatogenesis is increased, it stimulates the Sertoli cell to release inhibin hormone. Now this inhibin act on the FSH and decrease the FSH secretion from the anterior pituitary, so negative feedback, and this FSH inhibit the spermatogenesis and maintain the spermatogenesis. GnRH released from the hypothalamus act on the anterior pituitary to release luteinizing hormone, which act on the Leydig cell or interstitial cell of the testis to release the testosterone, which diffuse in the seminiferous tubule. GnRH also release FSH from the anterior pituitary follicular stimulating hormone, act on the Sertoli cell to release the androgen binding protein, which bind with the testosterone and ultimately increase in the testosterone level in the seminiferous tubule, which is more than blood. Now this increase in the testosterone level have negative feedback on the anterior pituitary for the LH hormone. It also inhibit GnRH from the hypothalamus only in excessive amount, inhibit the FSH. So only in large dose of testosterone inhibit the FSH release. Though FSH is said not absolutely required for the spermatogenesis, only enhance the spermatogenesis. Now, when concentration of this testosterone in the seminiferous tubule is high, it increase the spermatogenesis. But when spermatogenesis is increased very much, it act on the Sertoli cell to release inhibin, and this inhibin act on the FSH, negative feedback. So inhibin inhibit FSH release, and this FSH decreases the androgen binding protein. As a result, the spermatogenesis is decreased. So this is from the regulation part. Difference between spermatogenesis and oogenesis. So first is the mitotic proliferation. In case of male, during or after puberty. So we can say spermatogonia proliferate during or after puberty in male. In case of female, mitotic proliferation of the germ cell occur prior to the birth. So that is first point. Second is the meiotic division. So at the end of the second meiotic division, in male, one primary spermatocyte make 4 spermatozoa, while in case of female, one oocyte make 1 mature ovum. At the end of second meiotic division, there will be a spermiogenesis, means maturation. In case of female, second meiotic division completed only upon fertilization. Last, very important, spermatogenesis in male continuous throughout the life. but the ovulation will be only during reproductive period, that is around 13-14 to 50, almost 45 to 50 year in female life. Lastly, applied aspect, infertility, very important nowadays, mainly because of the disorder of the spermatogenesis or due to disorder of sperm motility. Now try to understand certain terminologies. First one is the aspermia, means no semen. Second is azoospermia. A means absent and spermia means sperm. So no sperm in the semen, that means azoospermia. Third one is oligospermia. Oligo means decrease. So decrease sperm count below normal, that is known as oligospermia. Next is asthenospermia. Asthenia means weakness. So in case of sperm, no motility or decreased motility, no motility or decreased motility, that will be termed as asthenospermia. Next is the necrospermia. Necro means dead. So dead sperm, that is termed as necrospermia. And last is the teratospermia. Sperm having a abnormal morphology, that is known as teratospermia. That's from today's lecture, spermatogenesis. Thank you. Jai Swaminarayan.